Hello.
Hello there.
Hey, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Where are you
Yes,
located in the world?
I'm in Oslo, Norway.
Then I know
Yeah,
a lot of people from over there. It's a nice metal town.
yeah, absolutely. And now this weekend and every Easter actually, it's a metal festival there called Inferno. So now there's a lot of metalheads in the
Oh,
town.
is that this weekend?
Yeah, it starts on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a pretty big one.
yeah, yeah. It's actually big by reputation and band wise, but actually the venue is rather small.
Is it
So.
really? I was
Yeah,
picturing like
yeah.
a big arena or a bunch of.
Yeah, it's in a place called Rockefeller. Its capacity is about 1,500 or so, and it's the big stage, and the small stage is about 400, 500. So it's not that big, but it's get the name has spread. Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you a question that has nothing to do with the new release or what we're.
Yep.
But coming from a historically almost like metal mecca, do you find any sort of intimidation or extra pressure on standing out in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Um, No, because we don't let it bother us. But when we do something new, something like this band, and we dive into a genre and style that we don't necessarily that we haven't played before. None of us have been in a death metal band before, but we've been in punk bands, and the drummer has and still are in black metal bands, and we played thrash metal. And but this time we decided that it was we want to go down the death metal road, so to speak,
Right.
and but still we do it our way, and we don't we're not influenced by bands from Oslo, so it's not intimidating. It would be more intimidating, I guess, if we were trying to start a black metal band. Then, if that were the
Right.
case, I guess we would have going back to the 90s and do it
Yeah.
the authentic way. uh,
Interesting. All right. So let's talk about the some of your songs then. Epicurean Paradox and Unparalleled Suffering. They sort of let me step back for 1 second. I think music historically has had a way of shining a mirror back on society, right? So sort of like the 60s did it, the 70s did it, probably in the 90s and here and there. But I think you guys are kind of doing that here as well, right? There's a lot of societal commentary here, right?
yeah, absolutely. Uh, and in the death metal world, we kind of stand out because I think we're more punk rock, and these are punk rock times. So, so lyric wise, there's a lot of skepticism and criticism towards. Yeah, it's religion, it's politics,
Everything
it's
right now.
animal welfare, and it's I write the lyrics, so it's my point of view. But I guess that's not very common in death metal bands to go that political. Were some bands doing it in the 90s, and I think they were labeled live metal
Right.
by certain people here in Oslo. But still, I don't care about that. Just I think the sound and the sound, as you probably know, is very influenced by the Stockholm sound, the
Yeah.
Swedish death metal sound. So, but music-wise, it's not a big step. It's not a big leap from what I've been doing in earlier bands like Blood Tsunami. It's just tuned down, and with the HM2 pedal. And lyric-wise, it's much more personal lyrics from me this time around than I did some personal lyrics on the last Blood Tsunami album, I guess, but that's like suddenly that's 6, 7 years ago. So,
You
yeah,
do you
but
worry that you put too much of yourself in your lyrics?
no, I think that's actually a decision I made that. uh, to make it more interesting for myself to both release the music and perform the music and talk about the music, I need to have some substance in the lyrics and something I stand for and that, things that are important to me. And I'm very well aware that many people out there will get upset or even angry at me for that, but still, I'm 100% honest in my lyrics, and I stand for this, and I can back it up.
Right.
So
It's a
I'm not.
strange culture we live in where you can't have an opinion without being attacked, right? I mean,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know if
But
it's the keyboard in front of everybody that's given them the ability
yeah,
to do that or the balls to do it, but it's very strange that, you can't just be you and people
yeah.
could just say, I just choose not to listen to it, but instead they want to
And as
comment
as
on
you,
it.
as you mentioned, as long as they get the keyboard in front of them, it's very easy to attack someone. Uh, but that doesn't bother me. But of course, if it gets to confrontations, physical confrontations, that's much more serious. So
Right.
hopefully it won't end up there. But but I can always have an argument and a discussion and verbally.
I think
So
everyone should be able to have a discussion.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we don't have to agree, and I don't have to try and change your mind, right? You could believe what you want.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. That's a good point of view.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Solid
didn't mean to
point.
get political on that. We just kind of got there. But
Yeah,
um,
yeah, it's okay.
did you really record this record in 16-hour session?
Yeah, it was during one weekend, so the combined time it wasn't 16 hours.
Right. That's a real DIY punk thing to do anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to spread the hours. I guess it was like 10 hours on Saturday and 6 hours on
Right,
Sunday
right.
or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get any more DIY punk than that.
No, so but that was part of the idea was to do it quickly and not think too much about small mistakes and don't polish it too much. So, but of course, when we listen to it now, if we'd spent 1 or 2 hours more, we could have adjusted things, but and
I
still
imagine
make.
that's always the thing, though, right? You
Yeah,
always
it's always like that.
did you do it all in one in like live in a room, or was it all overdubs?
No, it's we did it first with one guitar and drums, and then we took the layers after that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So when
Uh,
you're writing, then are you writing in the traditional sense, like all in the same room, bouncing ideas off each other, or more electronic sessions back and forth?
no, actually, it's like what I'm used to is sort of making the music at home, but and show it to the other band members at band rehearsal. But this time it's more collaborative. The other guys come with ideas and riffs, and we discuss the arrangements, and so everybody's involved in the music, even though most of the riffs are mine. And the lyrics are mine as well. But it's a collaboration. Yeah, it is.
Do you write with like the stage in mind? Hey, this will be a good place for a breakdown or a pit or whatever, or do you just write and then it comes across on stage? However,
Mm, yes and no. uh, I can have a more or less finished song structure, and then after we played it for yeah, played it for a while, it's suddenly like, it needs something more, or it can do without, and we kind of like adjust. But I'm very, very fan of sections and riffs that kind of like capture the audience and the listener to start headbanging or whatever. So,
right.
so that's sometimes it can be, like. Yeah, deliberate. I thought, yeah, attack on the listener, but very often the riffs just when the riffs are flowing, it just I don't know where it comes from. It just comes.
It just happens.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
Do you think about varying the songs from like record to record or release to release? Because you don't want to write the same song over and over again, but you don't also want to
Yeah, no,
your Galberg fans.
now I gotta think more back to previous bands because this is, as you know, the debut
Right.
for Galgeberg. But I don't think too much about that. I just write music, or I don't write it. I pick up my guitar and start playing, and then music comes. And but I can of course be focused on, I want to create metal, or I want to create rock and roll or whatever. So it's not I'm not totally helpless and just going with I can't decide what kind of music I want to create, and I do that. But I don't think I want to necessarily make too much uh, different kind of
Right.
music. Rather, I want it to be recognizable that this
Right.
is.
Your wheelhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not my goal to be to reinvent the wheel every time I make a new song.
Right.
Uh, yeah, I like to make music that I would like to listen to another band play. If another band has this song, I would like that band, if you know what I mean.
Right. That's a good criteria, a good
Yeah,
barometer.
yeah,
If you like it and you go see it, then why not?
yeah.
What's the plan to take Galgeberg on the road?
Yeah, we started this band just to have fun. So, when we, in the previous bands, we tried to tour us and play live as much as possible, and eventually it kind of took the fun out of everything.
And it's
So,
difficult.
so for my part, I just stopped playing music altogether for like 5 years. The drummer Faust, he's been busy all the way with after Blood Tsunami. He started playing with a band called Djevel. That's devil in Norwegian, Djevel.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that up to now recently. Unfortunately, the mastermind behind that band, he he decided to end his life. So that band is no more, but they're gonna do a farewell concert with a lot of guests now this in September, I think it is. So touring wise, we kind of like just we say yes to offers we would like to say yes to, but we're not out there trying to play as much live as possible. When the offers come, and if it's good, we say yes, and if the
Right.
time is right. So it's more or less everybody's got day jobs and everybody got wives and kids. So we're not out there doing the punk rock shows and driving around sleeping on squats and whatever anymore.
Right. I mean, and it's so difficult out there now. I talk to so many
Yeah,
bands, it doesn't even make
yeah.
sense monetarily. You lose money.
Absolutely. I like to play live, but I don't like the travel and the waiting and all the other stuff. It
Are there enough places to play in Oslo? I'm imagining so, right? Or is it flooded?
Yeah, it's a lot of places to play in Oslo, but we tried not to play too much here. We we would like to play more outside of Oslo actually, and but it's yeah, I don't know. We'll see what comes our way. As I said, we don't work hard to promote ourselves or get shows. We just take whatever comes, and as
But
long
I
as
think that's when it's the most, I mean, when it's that enjoyable for you, it makes it so much more organic and real as well, right? Because you're not trying to meet a record company deadline or
yeah,
writing because you need something. You're writing because it's fun and you're doing it and not because you have to.
yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. I'm just gonna turn on the lights here. Starting to
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
little like that. Yeah,
Right. So
eventually
it's
come
fun, then
on.
it's more I think it's more real.
Yeah.
So if fans want to find you then where do they do so?
Want to find us? Like you mean
Yeah, like all your
music wise,
socials and that
or
sort of thing.
yeah, we don't have our own website or anything, so it's just Facebook and
Oh, it's
Instagram.
real DIY.
Yeah, but we're out there on Bandcamp and you find the music, of course, on streaming platforms. That's the labels that I put them out there. But hopefully, people will buy some physical copies as well. So,
Yeah. I
uh,
I think that's sort of making a resurgence. I've talked to a lot of people who are buying vinyl.
yeah, it's good. And with this release, we kind of like did a joint release. We have one small American label doing the US, and we have one small Norwegian label doing Europe. So kind of like took it on each side of the Atlantic, and
Yeah.
there's not much difference with the release. There's one difference actually. It's the limited edition in the US. It's a black swirl vinyl, and it's 45. No, it's 33 and a half rounds per minute on the vinyl. And
Okay,
here
yeah.
in Europe, it's a red blood splattered vinyl and 45 rounds per minute. So that's the difference.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, and in the USA, it's also cassettes, MCs, and
I
in
can't
Europe.
believe they're making a comeback.
No, that's strange. That's very strange. And that
I have
was
no interest in that because so many ruined and you have to rewind them and all
yeah,
that bullshit.
put
And
the pencil in
yeah,
and yeah.
that's not for me.
No, me either. But our guy in the States, he said that he was coming back in the States, so
No
he
eight
wanted
tracks?
some MCs. No 8 tracks now.
Yeah,
We were doing CDs in Europe, but it's the vinyl that's
yeah.
interesting for me at least. Yeah, and I guess that's what's selling it too.
Nice. So
Yeah,
we're at the end of my regular questions, and if you
yeah.
don't mind, I do this thing where I ask just off the wall ridiculous questions for shorts on social media.
It's
People love
okay.
them.
Shoot.
So if you don't like them, we can move on. But I'm going to take this one from, I don't know if you ever watched the old show In the Actors Studio with James Lipton, but I'm going to steal his for a second because these are quite interesting.
Okay.
Ready? 10 of them, real quick. Don't
Yeah.
think much. What's your favorite word?
Favorite word. Uh, that's difficult right now. I can't think of one word.
Okay.
Um, Favorite word.
We'll come
Um,
back. What's your least favorite word?
Moist.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. What turns you on?
My wife.
What turns you off?
Ah, uh, bullies.
What is your favorite curse word?
In my language or in English.
Let's go your language. That's even better.
Fan i helvete. That means like that's like yeah, what the fuck.
What sound or noise do you love?
I like the sound of guitar and HM2 pedals and yeah, guitars. That's
What
basically
sound or noise do you hate?
Mm. My own tinnitus.
What profession other than being a musician would you like to attempt?
uh, I'm doing other stuff as well, but it's nothing that I ever imagined I'd be doing. So if I could do anything else, it would be graphic design, perhaps. Yeah, drawings. Yeah, some kind of art.
Okay. What profession would you not like to do?
That's a lot. uh, like selling tickets in a ticket booth or something like that. Boring stuff like that.
I think
Yeah.
selling anything you got. And last one then. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Uh, I'm an atheist, so, so no, I would say he would say oh, there you are.
Fair enough. So two more, if you don't mind. Is a hot
Yeah.
dog a sandwich?
One more time.
Is a
Is
hot dog a sandwich?
uh, it's no, is it? No,
It has to be,
it has to be. Okay.
right? I mean, the
Yeah,
definition of a sandwich is like
it's in
something
between
between
two
two slices
burgers.
of bread, right?
So it's not a, if you take out the
Oh,
meat,
so
you
you're
still
hung up
call
on
it,
that little piece there?
yeah. Is it still a hot dog if you take away the bread?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, now
Then
you
it's
got
not.
me. Hold on, you can't get me. All right, last one. Is cereal a soup?
Cereal a soup, like a breakfast cereal. No, then anything is a soup if you pour milk into it. No, I don't think so.
Man, I couldn't disagree with you more. I'm sorry. Peter, I'm sorry we went down a rabbit hole. I just like to
Oh,
mess
no, it's
around.
fun. It's fun.
Thank you
It's
for taking the time. I do like what I've heard, and I wish you all the success in the world.
okay. Thank you. Very nice meeting you. Take
Thank you
care.
for taking the time, my friend. Be well.
Be well.
Cheers.
Cheers.